Taysom Hill, a do-it-all kid from Idaho who became an NFL Swiss Army knife. But how exactly? That's what we're here to find out. If you try to describe Taysom Hill to someone who doesn't watch football, you might sound like you're trying to talk about a comic book superhero. Oh, Taysom Hill? Yeah, he's a quarterback, but also a tight end. Oh, he also plays running back too. Wait, did I mention he covers punts, blocks, kicks, and occasionally takes snaps at wide receiver? At this point, you're met with raised eyebrows and a skeptical, that's not a thing, but oh, it is a thing. Taysom Hill, often affectionately called the Swiss Army knife of the NFL, has carved out one of the most unique careers in NFL history. From humble beginnings in Idaho to becoming a vital piece of the New Orleans Saints, Hill's story will show you what it means to be an NFL player. Taysom Sean Hill was born on August 23, 1990 in Pocatello, Idaho. If you're thinking, Pocatello, I've never heard of it, you're not alone. Pocatello is one of those charming small towns where everybody knows your name, and football under the Friday Night Lights is the closest thing to religion. Taysom was the youngest of 4 siblings in the Hill household, and from the start, competition was fierce. His older brothers toughened him up. No free passes for little Taysom. Whether it was backyard football, wrestling, or racing bikes, the Hills were a family that didn't know how to take it easy. Taysom's father, Doug Hill, was a huge sports fan and passed the love of football down to his son. However, was never just a football player. He was a natural athlete, a kid who could seemingly do anything. He dominated in basketball, excelled in track, and yes, turned heads on the gridiron. But it was football that lit the fire in his belly. Oh, did you know that he was named after Taysom Construction Company, formerly located in his hometown? Yeah, a construction company. I've said it at the beginning already. Hill is nothing short of a comic book character, so don't be surprised. At Highland High School in Pocatello, Taysom Hill became a local legend. He played quarterback and became the centerpiece of the Highland Rams. Hill didn't just throw the football, he ran it like he was being chased by a pack of wolves. Defensive coordinators had nightmares trying to stop him. As a senior, Taysom threw for over 2,000 yards and added another 1,491 rushing yards with 24 touchdowns on the ground. Basically, he was a human highlight reel. His dual threat skills and insane work ethic earned him Idaho's Gatorade Player of the Year honors in 2008. He also earned the All-Idaho Player of the Year, First Team All-State Selection, and All-Region and All-Conference Player of the Year accolade. He holds the school single season and career records for total offense. At this point, colleges started to take notice, and the kid from Idaho had his pick of schools. Taysom committed to Stanford University, but life threw him his first curveball. Hill is a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. The scholarship offer at Stanford fell through. He learned that Stanford did not allow incoming freshmen to join the team until June. Instead of quitting or settling, Hill pivoted, landing at Brigham Young University, BYU, in 2012. At BYU, Taysom Hill became the stuff of legend, but his time there wasn't all sunshine and touchdowns. It was a test of his resilience and ability to fight through setbacks. As a freshman, Hill burst onto the scene with his running ability. Unfortunately, his season was cut short due to a knee injury. Strike one. In his sophomore year, Hill came roaring back with 259 rushing yards and 3 touchdowns in a 40-21 win. He also recorded 417 passing yards with 4 touchdowns and added 194 rushing yards in a 47-46 victory over Houston. This turned him into a national name, but adversity struck again. Hill suffered a season-ending broken leg in 2014 against Utah State. Strike 2. If Taysom Hill's body were a car, the check engine light was flashing constantly in a hyperextended elbow in the 2016 season. Some wonder if he'd ever play again, but if there's one thing you learn about Taysom Hill, it's that he's tougher than a $2 steak. Despite suffering injuries that would end most careers, Hill refused to quit. Hill's college career was defined by flashes and heartbreaking injuries, but he never lost faith in himself. NFL scouts saw him as an undrafted free agent at best, too injury prone and too unconventional for the league. In 2017, Taysom Hill went undrafted. It seemed like his dream of playing football in the NFL might be over before it began, but Hill believed in himself and signed with the Green Bay Packers as an undrafted free agent on May 5th. In Green Bay's preseason games, Hill turned heads. He threw touchdowns, completed 14 of 20 passes, scrambled for first downs, played like a man with nothing to lose. But the Packers, already set at quarterback, released him before the regular season. It felt like another gut punch, but one man's loss is another's gain, and that's when the New Orleans Saints came calling. The Saints claimed Taysom Hill off waivers in 2017, and what happened next can only be described as football magic. Head coach Sean Payton saw something in Hill that no one else did, a player who could do everything. At first, Hill was the backup quarterback behind Drew Brees, but Payton decided to unleash him in the most creative ways possible. In his second NFL season, 2018, Taysom Hill played quarterback, running back, tight end, wide receiver, and even special team. He blocked punts, ran wild core formations, caught passes, threw touchdowns. Basically, if there was a job on the football field, he did it. Hill finished the season with 37 carries for 196 rushing yards and 2 rushing touchdowns, 3 receptions for 4 yards, and passed for 64 yards and an interception. In addition, he had 14 kickoff returns for 349 net yards for a 24.86 average. Fans started calling him the Swiss Army knife, and the nickname stuck. He became a cult hero in New Orleans, the spark plug that energized the team and made fans gasp every time he touched the ball. In 2019, Hill scored 7 total touchdowns. With his 4th touchdown reception of the year, Hill broke the record. In the playoffs, he shined against the Minnesota Vikings, accumulating 50 yards rushing, 50 yards passing, and 25 yards receiving, including a touchdown late in the game. The following season, when Drew Brees went down with an injury, Hill stepped up as the starting quarterback. He helped the Saints win against teams like the Falcons 24-9, the Broncos 31-3, and the Falcons 21-16, and silenced doubters who said he couldn't play QB. Hill continued his role as the Saints do-it-all player, whether it was catching touchdowns, bulldozing defenders on runs, or throwing bombs downfield. He delivered. By 2023, he had career stats that looked like they belonged to 3 different players. Passing 2,300 plus yards, 11 touchdowns, rushing 2,100 plus yards, 27 touchdowns, receiving 750 plus yards, and 11 touchdowns. Oh, and did I mention he'd block punts? Because he's done that too. Off the field, Taysom Hill is just as impressive. He married his college sweetheart, Emily Nixon, in 2014, and the two share a beautiful relationship rooted in faith and family. Emily has been a constant source of support throughout Taysom's roller coaster career. The couple welcomed their son, Bayou Nixon Hill, in 2020, and Taysom often gushes about fatherhood being his greatest blessing. Beyond football, Hill is deeply connected to his faith and community. He's involved in charity work, supporting initiatives in New Orleans in his hometown of Pocatello. Whether it's through youth football camps or fundraising events, Hill is committed to giving back. He's been a quarterback, a tight end, and a special teams aide, and more. And through it all, he's remained humble, hardworking, and grateful for every opportunity. For every kid who's been told they're not good enough, they're not big enough, or not conventional enough, Taysom Hill is proof that you can carve your own path, and he'll even block a punt for good measure. Are you a fan of the do-it-all Swiss Army knife? Let us know in the comments down below. If you're new to this channel, click on the bell icon to be notified about our latest video. And as always, stay tuned to NFL Insider.